Hi friends! So some of you may be wondering, how does Hazelnut know what to write next? Or maybe you're just looking for some ideas on how to finally get to those backburner ideas. Well, here are a couple ways that I choose what to write after my current projects. Like I said, there are a couple of ways that I choose what to write next. The first method is that I pick on my own. This is where I pull up a spreadsheet and pick which project I predict I will be most drawn to. Lately, this is the method I'm most used to using, as most of my projects are already on this spreadsheet, or at the very least the projects that have been developed into a solid plotline. As you can see, I have a list of series here that I could choose from, but the ones I've been drawn to lately have all been my standalones, so we'll actually take a look at those instead. Some of these projects you might recognize, some you might not. The ones I haven't spoken about are the ones I usually pick from, or the ones that say I haven't started yet. This particular side of the spreadsheet is a little bit outdated, considering I still have the Fated 4 called the Elementals, and I have it planned at 100,000 words. It's actually more like 75 or 72, and I've actually started writing the Dark Knight, so it's no longer in the outlining stage. So this is a little bit outdated, just a little bit. So I will fix those at a later date. Many of you know I think in images and movie scenes. If I can imagine a particular scene from one of the books I haven't started yet, depending on the strength of the vision, I'll start writing that book around that particular scene. For example, The Dark Knight, I imagined Mateo in a rescue/chase scene down a snowy mountain, all along to the song Go Go Gadget Gospel by Gnarls Barkley from their Saint Elsewhere album. Now, I don't always imagine the scene with a particular song. I usually just sit there and zone out to imagine a scene with that particular project, or at least try to. If I can't, then I guess the project isn't meant to be worked on at the moment. However, if the vision is vivid enough, then I hyperfixate on the project as much as I can, and I will create an outline around that scene or idea. Now, let's take a look at my outline for The Dark Knight, just so I can show you what I mean. As you can see, this is the outline for The Dark Knight. Most of this outline is vivid imaginations. Can you tell? So, yeah, a lot of these chapters are pretty vividly imagined. To show you something different, this is my newest project, the Fated 4. You can tell it still has the Legendary Elementals title still attached to it. But can you tell which chapters I had a harder time imagining and which ones I didn't have such a hard time with? Funnily enough, actually, the chapters I had a harder time imagining in the outlining process were actually the most vivid during the writing process. And the opposite is actually said for the vivid outlines, like chapter 1. I had a hard time actually writing those and getting those onto the page versus the outline itself. Now, the other method that I mentioned that I haven't been able to use yet because of my vivid imagination is to spin the wheel. This is to ensure that I have a project to work on after all of my other ones have been completed, though as you saw, that won't happen anytime soon, given how many projects I do still have technically still in the writing process. I have an app literally called Spin the Wheel, and I have one for my TBR and for my TBW, which if your TBR is your to be read list, then your TBW is your to be written list. Like I said, I haven't been able to use it yet because of my vivid imagination, and my brain can usually pick a project back up once it's on that spreadsheet. Hopefully, once I finish the projects I'm still technically writing, I'll be able to show you guys what it looks like to spin that wheel. And that is all for today. Don't forget, you guys, I stream every Thursday at noon Pacific time or 3 p.m. Eastern if I can, and I post every Wednesday. You can catch me on all of my other socials down in the link tree below. If you have any questions or comments, be sure to leave them in the comments once again down below, and I will catch you guys later. Bye bye!